I've been using this lens for almost 3 years now. Since the range it offers is so versatile, it's the one that I leave on my camera almost every time I go out. At around $1,000, it's not cheap, so the question I'd like to answer is, was it worth it? Right, here's the story. If you're looking to buy an ultrawide for your Fujifilm camera, what you'll soon find out is that Fujifilm doesn't offer many native ultrawide lenses. If we were to set aside the 10-24 f4, your other options would be the faster, wider 8-16mm f2.8. It is twice as expensive, bulkier, and you lose a lot of range at the tighter end. It's more of a specialized lens though, so if the kind of photography you do demands it, this lens indeed can do wonders for you. For everyone else, the 10-24 will be a better choice. The 14mm f2.8, which depending on what you shoot, is not nearly wide enough. Part of the joy of shooting ultra-wide is that you can include so much in your frame and get these exaggerated foregrounds that add so much drama to your image. Both the 8-16 and the 14mm f2.8 are weather sealed, which the 10-24 is sadly not. I'm just going to get my opinion straight out of the way. This is one of the better ultra-wide lenses out there, and hands down the easiest one to recommend for the Fujifilm X system. This is not a technical review by any stretch of the imagination. What I can show you instead are samples, lots and lots of samples. If you are looking for a more scientific test, there are loads of fantastic videos out there, and I'll link some in the description below. If you are a landscape photographer, do check out Andy Mumford's video on this lens. With all that out of the way, what does it feel like in your hand and attached to a camera? Well, for starters, it's all metal and the build quality is lovely. It's exactly what you'd expect from a Fujifilm XF lens. Nothing squeaks and the buttons are super tactile. The lens itself isn't too heavy and feels supremely balanced when paired with a body like the X-T3. The 10-24 is one of the most popular Fujinon lenses, and for good reasons. It is fantastic for landscapes, architecture, and as a carry-around lens in general. It can also add an interesting perspective to your street photography with its ultra-wideness. I am one of those people who prefers a softer image over an overly sharpened one, especially in video, and this lens can render reasonably sharp images. The lens does come with OIS and it works well. Getting sharp images handheld even at shutter speeds down to 1/8 of a second are possible. Flaring and ghosting is well controlled. The 10-24 f4 manages decently snappy autofocus with its stepping motor. Here are the things that I'm not particularly a fan of. The lens doesn't have weather sealing. Though mine has been rained on a couple of times and things seems fine, I do not endorse using it in wet situations. I have a complicated relationship with the aperture rings on Fujifilm lenses. Though I certainly appreciate having one, I find myself accidentally bumping it constantly and screwing up my exposure. This issue is even more pronounced on the 56mm f1.2. If you want me to make a video on that lens, do let me know in the comments below. Zooming from one end of the range to the other is quick, making dialing in specific focal lengths challenging. The lens hood is plastic. An ultra-wide lens is something you should have in your kit, even if you're a hobbyist like me. You may think that you'll never need one, but trust me, they're awesome. Should you get this one though? Well, it's entirely up to you, isn't it? If you are in a position where you can afford it, or if you can make up the money you spent on it in the coming months or year, just go ahead and buy it. This is an easy recommendation. Though this is a beautiful lens and an incredible value for what you pay for, it might be out of reach for a lot of people. So I hope that Fujifilm goes the Fujinon XC35mm f2 route and offer the same optics encased in a plastic body at a substantially discounted price. For everyone else, this is it. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe. Peace.